Hi everyone, it's Giselle with another message for today. And I want to talk about even more energies now that I've had more time to contemplate after I've posted my last video. And so I feel that these are the energies that don't only represent our beloveds, but also us. I feel this is for the collective as a whole, the energy of taking the knife out of your own back, transmuting the energies to get your heart's desire. Ordinarily, I would have chosen the Four of Wands, but then I thought, you know what, I think Ten of Cups is a nicer representation of what I'm trying to say here. So, with the energy of taking the knives out of your own back, I was called to contemplate more on the dream that I had last night. It was awfully confusing at the time. I thought, why in the world am I dreaming such weird messages? Like, what does this even mean? Like, in the dream itself, because I'm a lucid dreamer, I can analyze on the spot usually, but then I thought, the heck, this makes no sense to me at all. Firstly, my beloved doesn't have tattoos, nor do I. My false twin did, and then in the dream I had flashbacks to my false twin. I thought, have I been too judgmental? I mean, I accepted him as he was at the time, but then I thought after a while, nah, you know what? That's a clear sign that he's not for me because we don't get on in that respect. And I would rather a blank canvas as my beloved, body-wise. I guess we all have our preferences, don't we? Like, some people like body art, others don't. We all kind of have our little things that we like and don't like. But I remember judging my false twin very heavily in that dream. And it brought me back to thinking about, if you're confused, it might be worth watching the video before this one if you haven't done so already, because that's I'm like talking about a continuation, and I'm talking very fast and I'm muddling my words. It's a continuation on that dream, basically. I'm analyzing it further. But what I've come to realize is that through him, the spot where he wanted to place the tattoo of the broken girls that represented his past was on his back. And I thought, what the heck, kind of a weird place. Why do you want to do this to yourself? Just leave yourself alone. You're a beautiful person. You don't need all of this weirdness. What the heck? But of course, this is not something that's representative of what's happening in real life. I know he's not going to be doing that now. Man is over 30, for God's sake. But, and it's also not his style. He's very traditional, I would say. A bit old-fashioned, a bit traditional. But it's an energetic symbolism, that kind of representation for where on the body, because when I do my energy work, I will see which chakras of yours show themselves to me, and a lot of people will go, oh yeah, that's why my throat's been hurting, or that's why my arm's been hurting, or that's why my legs have been having problems, or that's why my hands have been having pins and needles, And this is all linked in. Because he was planning on having that drawn on his back, it now linked into me, oh, this is the Ten of Swords. No, it's not Ten of Swords, is it? Oh, it is too. I'm confusing myself. It is pulling the knives out of his own back. Like, no one else can do that for you but you. This is why I've been going through a very transformative healing stage where I've gone to the core of everything that hurt me. A lot of the things that hurt us or confuse us are linked to a core wound. Like, we may be afraid of being rejected or abandoned in our relationships later on in life, but really that has its foundations in deep-seated wounding, either in this life or usually from past lives too. And a lot of the time, I don't really like to do past life regressions. So I just tell people to go back in this life, because you will have a lot of whatever you've had in past lives carried forward will display itself in your childhood in this life anyway. And most people are able to remember their childhoods. A lot of the times they don't remember in detail exactly what happened, because when you go through something traumatic, you do kind of tend to forget segments. But when you're going through the deep core healing process, you will be bringing up those really painful things from childhood again. And I've been doing that. And in a way, through that process, it is like you feel stabbed in the back all over again. But essentially, it takes you through the empowerment process. Like these cards explain, you take the knives out of your back, transmute the energy to then empower you to be able to achieve your heart's desires. So that dream really, again, when I was reflecting even more as I was uploading the last video, I now realize that it is about them pulling the knives out of their backs too and leaving the past in the past, transmuting their energy now to bring them their heart's desires. I feel, again, this Sagittarius new moon has such a strong energy of leaving the past in the past and moving forward and chasing your dreams rather than referring back to the past constantly. Because there's no point. Yes, it happened. Yes, it may have been awful at times, but do we really want to go back and relive everything? No, let's relive it one last time if we want to do the core healing, but then leave it at that and create brand new patterns for us to live by. That's why I was drawn to removing our message history. There was no resentment or anger or any negative feelings attached to me doing that. There was only love and peace. Love for myself and love for him. Forgiveness for myself and forgiveness for him too. It's just giving us that fresh, vibrant, new start energy that we can now go into the future with. Because there is no point referring back to things that may hurt our feelings. What's the point in that? Let's start anew. It's the same with material things. I've been very drawn to getting rid of things that no longer bring me joy because I plan to move into my dream place. Why do I want to clutter my dream house with nonsense and yeah, just clutter? Why do I want that? I don't. So I'm going to rid my life energetically and materially of what no longer brings joy. And those messages that we exchanged at one point are part of that energy. Because I know that we'll be able to make so many more amazing memories where we're actually speaking from the heart. And it's if you're holding on to the past that you can't do that. It's like going on a date with somebody new and constantly referring back to your old relationships or past dates that have gone wrong and going in with that energy of, oh gosh, if this is going to happen again, I'll have a ruined evening. But then, see, you are not going into it with a clean, fresh slate. And this is what we are needing. And I feel that the Sagittarius new moon energy is really here to cement that fresh, clean slate. I haven't actually been watching any energy reports, so I could be wrong. But this is what it represents for me and the experiences I've had so far and the dreams that I had prior to the new moon. Well, last night was the first night of the new moon. Tonight is actual proper night of the new moon, and then tomorrow night is another night of the new moon anyway. So we've got a lot of this energy, and yeah, I don't feel that this living in the past is serving us anymore. I used to be scared to release in case it wouldn't come back to me. I used to be scared. That's why I held on to those messages for so long, even though they weren't making me happy and I wasn't referring back to them or reading them again. I was just like, oh, but at least I have something to remember him by. What a lot of nonsense, I don't need anything to remember him by because he is in me, I'm in him. We are each other, and we don't need old messages to remember each other by. We'll make new messages, new memories, new face-to-face interactions. We don't need to hold on to the past. So I guess it's like releasing the butterfly and allowing it to come back to you because it loves you and it shows that it is meant to be. That's what we're needing to be brave enough to do now. releasing anything that wasn't working for us and be brave in the knowledge and the certainty that it will come back when it's ready to come back. And as I said, your beloved may not be fully baked yet. Stick him back in the oven. He's just there. It's not like he's going anywhere, but he's just baking. So it's not a big deal. It's actually okay. But take this time to take the knives out of your own back. Transmute the energy like the musician. I keep saying that. It's magician. Transmute the energy like a magician to get your heart's desires. So I thought I would share this because it's something that I've been thinking about quite heavily since I've uploaded my last video, and I thought it would be of help to some of you. If you would like to connect with me and purchase any of my discounted services, they are still up until the end of the month, till the 30th of June. What is going on? 30th of November. Then all the details are in the description. Please also note that if you are interested in larger bundles at 50% off, bookmark Black Friday, 29th of November, so that you can take part of those offers that are only available for 24 hours by either emailing me so you can be added to my mailing list, or just keeping an eye out on my community page and you will see the promotions there. But I thank you all so very much for watching. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.